the box scores indicated that Jordan's total steal count was 28. After comparing our notes from the film study, we each counted 12 steals, an astounding difference of 16 excess steals. Almost every excess steal was being allocated to Jordan. Well, this is a crazy Michael Jordan story by Yahoo Sports. A closer look at Michael Jordan's '88 Defensive Player of the Year award raises questions about its validity. By Tom Haberstroh. Shout out to that guy. This thing is a 36-minute read, so I just thought I'd condense it down a little bit, highlight the important stuff. So let's get right into it. In '87-88, Michael Jordan became the first player ever to win the scoring title and the Defensive Player of the Year in the same season. To this day, that feat hasn't been duplicated. The DPOY gave Jordan something that LeBron James, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and Magic Johnson never had: recognition for being the NBA's best defender. But a closer look at Jordan's season reveals a substantial discrepancy between his home and road statistics, raising questions about the authenticity of his off-the-charts steals and blocks numbers that season. In '86-87, Jordan's third season in the league, he was incensed that coaches left him off the all-defensive teams, even though Jordan became the first player in NBA history to register at least 200 steals and 100 blocks in the same season. In particular, it irritated Jordan that Michael Cooper of the Lakers won Defensive Player of the Year, garnering 25 of the votes, while Jordan received just 1. In an 18-page feature, the Chicago Bulls star expressed deep resentment about his lack of recognition. In particular, Jordan called out the voting contingency about his apparent disregard for box score statistics like blocks and steals. The shot at Cooper set the tone for Jordan's vengeful '87-'88 season. Determined to be known as the best defender in the game, Jordan's DPOY campaign started off with a bang. On opening night, 2 days before the Sports Illustrated issue hit newsstands across America, Jordan tallied 6 steals and 4 blocks in a win against the Sixers. The Chicago Bull registered another 6-steal game later that month, and another in late January against the lowly New York Nets. Jordan posted a career high and franchise record 10 steals. He didn't even play the fourth quarter. The mission consumed him. After the history-making Nets game, he openly admitted to hunting for steals so he could break the record. I knew I was close, and I asked to find out what the record was. I was on a roll. I was going for it, reaching for everything. Jordan didn't stop reaching. By the end of the season, he led the league with 259 steals. In '87-'88, Jordan also led all guards with a breathtaking 131 blocks. The next highest total for a guard was 69, a little more than half. At the season's end, Jordan averaged 3.2 steals and 1.6 blocks a game. To this day, it's never been matched. The eye-popping stats propelled Jordan to his first Defensive Player of the Year award, earning 37 votes. For almost 4 decades, Jordan's lone DPOY has stood unquestioned. Took a deeper look after a recent discussion with a man named Alex Rucker, who pulled back the curtain on the complicated role of an NBA home stat keeper. Rucker was a top executive for the Sixers in 2020. Before that, he was a stat keeper for the Vancouver Grizzlies. In February, Rucker told me he was among a number of home scorekeepers in the '90s who selectively juiced the numbers for their players. Rucker explained that, in his view, inflating certain box score statistics for the home team was a common league-wide practice. When Rucker landed the Vancouver job in '95, he traveled to Detroit for a training session attended by other NBA professional scorekeepers who had held their positions for a number of years. Rucker, however, was just 19 and working for an expansion franchise, the new kid on the block. He was eager to prove he could score a game as accurately as anyone in the room. But then they reviewed a video clip of John Stockton getting an assist on a Karl Malone bucket, and things got weird. There was no causal connection between the pass and the basket, Rucker told me on PTFO, and the majority opinion by a mile was, oh no, that's definitely an assist. According to Rucker, the scorekeepers told him in no uncertain terms that it was an assist because it was John Stockton. Rucker soon realized what was expected. In Rucker's view, it was inferred that part of the scorekeeper's job was to give hometown stars the star treatment. Rucker explained that from his experience, subjective stats, primarily blocks, steals, and assists, and sometimes rebounds, were a way to give star treatment. If a player tried to block a shot and the ball fell short, maybe give him the benefit of the doubt on a 50-50 play. Block, If a pass was deflected by one defender and recovered by another, choose wisely as to which defender to award the steal. Assists were a thing of beauty, left to the eye of the beholder. To Rucker, it was an unspoken part of the NBA's marketing machine. In the Jordan era, media members weren't able to put the microscope on home-road disparities, whether it was for Jordan or other star players. In the late 80s, there was no internet, no social media pressure to get things right, no public system of accountability. The underlying statistics fueling Jordan's Defensive Player of the Year winning season were lopsided to an unnerving degree. Breaking his numbers down into game location, we find that Jordan averaged 4 steals and 2.1 blocks at home, but on the road, it was 2.1 steals and 1.2 blocks. To put simply, Jordan's steals and blocks nearly doubled at home compared to the road. Jordan's combined block and steal numbers were 82% higher at home than on the road. It isn't unusual for the NBA's top defender to exhibit a slight home-road disparity. It's common knowledge that players perform better at home in front of the friendly confines, but the size of Jordan's 87-88 gap is unprecedented. Dating back to when the award was established, Jordan's home versus away disparity in combined blocks and steals represents the largest of any Defensive Player of the Year award winner in NBA history. Though Jordan didn't lead the league in blocks, a similar trend emerges in that key defensive category. Jordan's 84 blocks at home ranked 8th most in the league, a highly unusual place to find a guard. On the road, his total of 47 blocks fell all the way down to 21st, a more reasonable rung on the ladder for someone his size. A look at Jordan's game log is telling. Of Jordan's 10 games with at least 4 blocks that season, 9 of them came at Chicago Stadium. It's important to note that after winning the Defensive Player of the Year award, Jordan's home rates returned to normal and within the same range of his peers. Jordan would never even approach the 87-88 home stats for the rest of his career, an outlier of outliers. An NBA spokesperson said the league had not verified Jordan's stats in the 87-88 season and did not plan to do so. Well, why not? Look at this. Basically every year of Jordan's career he had at least double the steals and blocks at home that he did on the road. I doubt that's a coincidence. If we assume that Jordan's road stats were the most accurate measure and use those rates for his home games in 87-88, it would mean that approximately 30% of Jordan's steals and blocks would disappear from the record. The internet isn't stocked with Michael Jordan's games from his marvelous 87-88 season. However, fans may have stumbled upon a video posted to the NBA's official channel in August 2022 titled Michael Jordan's Got 10 Steals in One Game. The 4-minute highlight reel showed his brilliance from that record-setting game against the New Jersey Nets, his crown jewel of the 87-88 season, but the video conspicuously shows only 6 steals. In the comments section, amid a chorus of Jordan praise, some discerning commenters raised their hands and expressed confusion. One commenter remarked, "Still waiting for the 10 steals." The game, it turns out, was played at home in Chicago. This only piqued our interest in finding game tapes. So they dug up 5, all at Chicago, to review, in addition to 1 found on YouTube. We dove in. It turns out the puzzling Jordan 10 steals video was only the tip of the iceberg. The incongruent turnover-steal columns presented a glaring red flag. In the other 5 games we watched, the live ball turnovers and steals did not add up either. In the Detroit game, 8 Chicago steals on 6 Detroit live ball turnovers. In the Denver game, 13 Chicago steals on just 7 Denver live ball turnovers. Again and again, the official steal counts were routinely outpacing the possible number of steal opportunities. Something was amiss. All in all, by our count, the box score showed 59 steals on 41 live ball turnovers, resulting in a whopping 18 excess steals. Who benefited from those extra steals? We brought our attention to Jordan's accounting. In the 6 games, the box scores indicated that Jordan's total steal count was 28. After comparing our notes from the film study, we each counted 12 steals, an astounding difference of 16 excess steals. Almost every excess steal was being allocated to Jordan.